One of the new add-ins for Excel 2013 is the Office apps. Everybody has apps these days, your phone, your tablet, and now Microsoft Office. What the apps are a series of applications that you can download from Microsoft Office for extending the capabilities of Excel. Some of those apps are free, some of them you have to pay for. How do we go about getting an app? Well, I'm going to use the states file that we have in our working folder, but it doesn't have to be this file, you can have an empty file. And we go to Insert, Apps for Office. Now in the drop list, if you've already chosen some apps, they will be listed here so that you can make use of them. If not, we choose See All. The first thing you will see are editor's picks and recently added ones, or you can do a search for an app that you've heard of or you want some help with something. I'm actually going to go for this geographic heat map because it looks quite useful. So you choose the app you're interested in. You'll be taken through to Microsoft Office's website, where you can then choose to add the app. Luckily, it's a free one. If it wasn't free, there would be a need to then pay. You then obviously have to sign in to Microsoft with your Windows Live ID and the correct password. Continue. It then demonstrates a little about this particular app. So we can now go back to Excel and choose the Office Store option here on Insert App and refresh. Once you've refreshed your apps, our geographic heat application appears. We then click Insert to insert into our spreadsheet. So we can move the object closer to our data and just resize so it fits our spreadsheet nicely. And then to solve this connection problem, it's just an internet thing. Up on the top right of the dialog box, you'll see a little drop down arrow. And from here, we can ask to reload this particular Office app, and it will reload into its little object window. Now, once the web app has loaded, you'll see that within its object window, there is a little wheel that allows us to set the data that is being used for the heat map. So the first thing I need to do is select the data. So I clicked Select Data. I then need to highlight my data, which is the state and their sales. So all 51 states. Okay. Then I have to choose which columns are used for the states and which columns are used for the numbers. So the state is used for the states and the sales is used for the numbers. The only reason it was able to select those fields correctly is A, there were only two to choose from, and B, one of them was called states already. I can choose a color theme, so I can go from red to green, or green to red, or even grayscale. Let's go from red to green, and then give your map a title, Sales 2013. And then save. And you'll see it then produces a map of the United States showing all 51 states, going from red to green and the nuances thereof. So red are the worst states, and as you move through sort of orangey, light green to dark green, you get to the better states, so those with the higher numbers. So this is a way of graphically representing your data that sits here nicely, and we could create a graph, we've seen that in practice. But by being able to map this onto a map of the US, using the new Office Apps tool, we get something much more presentable. So that's making use of the Office apps. Under the Insert menu, Apps for Office, and then go and choose from a myriad of apps available to you online.